Welcome back. Well, the Safer Festive Season Operation Plan was handed over to the MEC for Community Safety, Roads and Transport, as well as the Provincial Commissioner of Police out in the Free State on the 29th of November in 2023. Now, this initiative was officially handed over in order to curb, prevent, as well as combat crime in the area. Let's now welcome Mr. Qondile Khedama, the spokesperson for the Mangaung Metro Municipality. Qondile, the Safer Festive Season Operation Plan was handed over in November already. What can you tell us about its results so far? Any good news to report? Welcome.
Hi, Alicia, and to your audience. Alicia, we really had a good, positive feedback from that campaign, but it's safe to say that there's a lot of work that we are doing. Remember, one of the things that we had to do in the city, it is to get the leadership, the political leadership, the administrative leadership, and things are beginning to stabilize. Since November, there's a lot of work that has happened with the head of law enforcement. And early this month, the Executive Mayor, Councillor Gregory Ntatisi, launched one of the campaigns for the festive season. And I think we're getting there, because even now, as I talk to you, I come from the same campaign where we targeted some main streets in the CBD, but where we always have a bit of challenges is in our main roads or your national roads, your N8, your N6. Well, N6 is reasonable, but the N1 that takes you to Cape Town or to Joburg, that's the one that would always have incidences. But together with the provincial department of roads, we are making inroads, serious inroads. But again, if you look at the statistics as revealed preliminary, statistics as revealed by the minister, you could pick it up that Free State is actually not even conspicuous into those numbers. So it actually shows you that there's a work that is actually happening. And then I'm sure if we are to break them down into metros, there's a relative progress into Mangaung Metro.
Absolutely welcome news there, Qondile. Look, what are some of the most prevalent crimes, according to the research at your disposal, and who then are the likely victims or targets?
Well, it's a combination. Firstly, we always encourage our drivers to cooperate. But you also have incidences of pedestrians, because you'd remember, I think 2 years back, we had a number of incidences of pedestrians, where pedestrians, some of them had come into these public places, your pubs and all that, and they begin to behave differently. And so one of the emphasis that we've been putting into our messages, it's also on pedestrians, because pedestrians, particularly within localities in the township, next to the pubs and so, that is where there is a bit of less cooperation. But with the messages that we've been getting out there together with our stakeholders. In fact, the Provincial Commissioner yesterday, he was actually saying to me, look, Qondile, one of the things that you must do as the Metro, it is to make sure that there is serious visibility in the areas where there are your strain of pubs and so. And this is what Tate Khamanyane, who is leading our law enforcement, is currently doing.
And speaking of high visibility, obviously, Qondile, police, particularly at this time of the year, have their hands full dealing with the upsurge in these crimes. Are they well equipped, would you say, prepared and able to assist in a timeous manner to those who might fall victim? As we know, this is always actually the biggest issue, especially in far-flung areas, is the response time of the police when they're needed.
It depends, Alicia. I do not want to misrepresent facts here. You have your deep areas like in the faces, in Khalid Motsabi. When you look at places like in Tabangshu, where the trust there, that are predominantly plots, open spaces and so. Yeah. So those are the areas that I know that we have to work hard to make sure that there is a way of linking people with the law enforcement, because much as they are a bit further from where things are happening, but there are incidences of sometimes crime or illegal activities that are taking place there. So it is up to us really to extend our plans into those areas. We haven't had serious cases there, to say the least. But it's something that we really have to make sure that we pay attention to, because it is still members of the community. They still need the services that everybody gets within the metro itself.
Let's end with good news, Qondile. I mean, the Free State has been a hive of activity and attracting a lot of tourism in the area. How can you assure those patrons that are going to those festivities to go and celebrate that they're going to be well taken care of and looked after?
One of the messages that the executive mayor sent out is that people must make sure that they behave responsibly. Those who are taking liquor, they must make sure that they don't get into the cars. After speaking to the MEC, MEC said, together with the Provincial Commissioner, they will make sure that we get from the SAPS, and I know that as their main stakeholders, even now, in fact, the numbers that were there during the day of SAPS, they wanted to outsmart us in numbers. So that is an indication that there's a commitment on the side of SAPS. Though we're leading the campaign ourselves, we would want to make sure that we also get all the necessary deployment, especially during the Christmas Eve, the Christmas itself, in our open spaces, Alicia, like your parks and so. In areas like your we have a street that is like your Rocky Street where you used to go.
Yes.
At Yeovil.
Entertainment areas.
Second Avenue.
Yes.
Yeah, Second Avenue. So we last night I took a turn with Commissioner Khamanyan, and he actually saw that our law enforcement is there, the SAPS is there. So I think the collaboration of law enforcement agencies is actually helpful, because to date, Alicia, I can say that there are no incidences that one can bring up for, other than those where you have missing people, missing kids. That is something that the Provincial Commissioner, together with the MEC, Matai, are actually working on. But generally, as the city, we have opened our eyes. The executive mayor is comfortable about the deployment. We're getting a briefing from time to time.
We're going to end it there. Thank you so much for your contributions. That was Mr. Qondile Khedama, the spokesperson for the Mangaung Municipality Metro.